This is a video on crowdsourcing legal cases. This is Adam Weiner doing a presentation about how to use the Teamware Annotator GUI. This is an auxiliary recording about how to use the annotation tool to annotate several instances of the same string with the same annotation. So you've already presumably looked at the instruction of how to get documents and how to annotate them. In this example, the idea is to show you how to use this component of the Annotation Editor dialog. So when you have used this before, you've been asked to highlight a piece of text, hover over it, wait till the Annotation Editor dialog box pops up, and then you pick out things that you want to annotate according to type. So for example, here legal role, then open that up, and I say that, well, further down I see that Manshu Khani is a defendant, so I'm going to annotate this as defendant. Now I could do this one by one, as I've done here and shown in the previous video, or we can open up this search and annotate tool down here, where you can check some of these boxes or uncheck some of these boxes. Here I want to use a search for case sensitive, so that is capital first letter, and also I want to annotate the whole word, and then I've just typed in here the string exactly as I want it, Manshu Khani, then I'm going to annotate. And then I have choices here. The only choice I have right now is first, because this is the first time I've done this. So it finds the first occurrence, so that one, and it says I could annotate it. Well, I've already annotated this, but I'm going to go to the next one. So it searches for the string. There it is, exactly as it appears, and I can annotate that. And I can search for the next one, and you notice that it skipped the one that was all capital letters up here because it's case sensitive. So it went down to this next one, and I could annotate that as well. And you can see that each one of these strings is being annotated, and I don't have to search through the whole text to find that string. But I also have this button here where I can annotate all of the following matches. So if I press that, you see that several of them, in addition to this thing about regex, which we can ignore, but all of those have been found. And if I scroll down through the text, I can see that I have successfully annotated all those instances of that string Manshu Khani as defendant. I can undo this by pressing the undo button, and I can also construct complex expressions using this, but we're going to leave this aside for now because it's more complicated than what we really need to deal with here. But I think that that shows you how you can use this string search and annotation tool that's part of the Annotation Editor dialog to search for and annotate a string throughout the text so that you don't have to annotate every single one of them. Another thing I might as well point out while we're here is that if you feel that you've made a lot of mistakes in these annotations here, you can actually delete individual annotations or whole groups of them by right-clicking on the annotation after you've highlighted it. Right? So I've picked out one, and then I say that I right-click on it, and I can edit this, or I can edit it with the Schema Annotations Editor, or I can delete the annotations. So if I wanted to delete the annotation on this one, I could do it this way, but I'm not going to do that because we're interested in building up annotations. So that's how to use this Open Search and Annotate tool down here that's part of the Annotation Editor box, and it's very useful for making these kinds of very repetitive tasks a lot easier so that it's possible to spend more time on these more complicated but rarer kinds of things to annotate. So thanks very much for your attention, and good luck.